Hello there, Internet people. It's your good buddy Rue. I'm here to talk about all things comics, of course, unless that is I get off on a tangent. I know it's been a while, and you miss my pretty face and my cool hat and my soothing voice. But if this video isn't enough to hold you over, you can always go head on over to the Outhousers. That's www.theouthousers.com, otherwise known as the world's greatest comic book website. And you can see my first editorial on digital comics. Our new article versus, or you can always just surf my YouTube channel and make fun of the fact that I record my baby doing stupid things. As promised a while back, I am going to get to Avengers versus X-Men in this episode, but before I get to that whole big old fun bag of fun, I'm gonna have to, there's some other books I feel deserve a bit more attention than I think they got, and so we're going to do that for a little bit. First of all, I do need to say this because I keep being kind of criticized for not saying this, even though I think it should be pretty obvious, but there are massive spoilers for comic books in here. If you don't want to know about the comic books that I'm going to talk about, read the description on YouTube, Facebook, The Outhousers, Twitter. I let everybody know what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, here we go. Thunderbolts 174. The final issue of Thunderbolts. I have 174 issues of Thunderbolts. And I'm really sad to see... Oh, wait a minute. It's not ending. It's being renamed for Dark Avengers, because that's totally going to make it sell so much better. Because if you just throw Avengers on something, it'll sell great, just like back in the day when you threw Wolverine in a book or Deadpool in a book or put a big extreme bunch of pouches on a book, it sold a lot better. The good thing is, with the Dark Avengers number 175, it'll be a great jumping on point if... By jumping on point, you mean in the middle of a storyline where a lot of the main characters are traveling, are on a trip through time, and if people are just picking up 175, it might not make any kind of sense. But beyond the stupid name change and the stupid factory relaunching during the middle of a storyline, issue 174 was actually really bad. Well, it might not have been bad. It just left a really bad taste in my mouth. I've grown to enjoy what Jeff Parker's done on this book. He's kind of sold me on giving him a chance again, which is something a lot of his other stuff, I think the Hulk books kind of made me not really want to do, but my nerdy need for completionism with Thunderbolts made it so I gave him a shot. And he's done a really good job up until now, but the way they got rid of the Fixer and what they did back, just some of the dumbest shit ever to happen in this book. And they turned Abe black at one point in time. I'll stay on the book, like this isn't drop-worthy, but I'd actually come to expect more from Parker, and that might be my fault more than his. Moving on. Rise of the Vampires. It ran from Justice League Dark 7 and 8 and I Vampire 7 and 8. This was actually a really... I don't know if we broke all the rules about no crossovers or events in New DC. I really don't care about any of that. This is actually a really cool little crossover. It was my last issue of Justice League Dark because, and I fear pissing off hipsters and making them spit out their MGD right now, but I cannot stand Jeff Lemire. I don't get the hype. It just, I've said it before. I see that he has talent and he gets a lot of critical acclaim and people like him and good on him. He's doing a lot of good things for the genre, apparently. He's just, I don't get it. So this was, for me, a really good place to stop with Justice League Dark, and I'm going to say a good place for me to start with I Vampire. These two issues kind of sold me on picking up the first trade when it comes out, and maybe following that book, having that book replace Justice League Dark. I would highly recommend picking up I Vampire, giving it a shot, and just give this 4-issue miniseries, miniseries crossover a chance. It was a lot of fun and very interesting, and I felt you didn't really need to know either book to know what was going on. The one big shame about this is the first time I've ever dropped a comic book with Constantine in it, and again, that's Justice League Dark. And well, after I dropped Uncanny, I think I can just drop anything now. Earth 2 number 1. This is honestly what a relaunch should be, in my opinion. Again, I've liked a lot of the new DC books I've read, Batman, Flash, and a lot of the stuff I'm trade waiting for. I've heard great things about Wonder Woman. But what happened in this book is completely what, in my opinion, could have just made the relaunch a complete and total event, like what they really wanted it to be. And issue 2 is coming up soon. We get a 10% more gay, and well, that's a good thing, right? I guess. Actually, no, I really don't care. Spoilers, Alan Scott's the gay guy, and I think I've only read one comic book with him in it, and it was James Robinson's Starman, and it was either Flashback, I don't really know, Golden Age stuff, and just let's just hope that we get Starman James Robinson and not Justice League for Justice! James Robinson, because that book sucked. Incredible Hulk number 8. I don't understand the hate that Aaron's run is getting. I really am enjoying this new Hulk-Banner relationship, and maybe... it's just people. I don't know if people just jumped on the Hulk because of Aaron and they don't know the backstory and how every writer does whatever they want with the character, or maybe I just have this blind affection for the Hulk and I'm not willing to see the faults. All that being said, issue 8 could have been a well-written comic book. It could have been the best issue written of the entire series of Incredible Hulk since Peter David first left the book. I wouldn't know because the art was so bad that I don't remember what happened. Steve Dillon has no business in a superhero book. What he did in Preacher and the Punisher Max series or Marvel Knights Punisher, whatever that was all well and dandy. But the Hulk here, right here, not only does he look like a green version of Jesse Custer, and if you don't know, this makes me sad for you, that Preacher. But I don't look. Oh, and this is a book right here that also I'm not reading because that art just looks awful. I don't know why she needs Mohawk. But moving on. Yeah, look at that. That is just not. No, I'd actually rather see Rob Liefeld draw the Hulk. I think his style would be perfect for the Incredible Hulk, where Steve Dillon's style is perfect for humans, and even then, a very specific type of story. Whatever. I have no idea if this is good books, and it was ugly, and I'm glad that he's only on the one issue. New Mutants, Journey to Mystery crossover, Exiled. Again, I'm always going to hype New Mutants. I think it's an underrated book. This is a pretty good story. The art, but it did not convince me to pick up Journey to Mystery because Kieron Gillian is not as good as people want him, her. I don't know what kind of name Kieron is, as people want him to be. Her to be, but I hope that this crossover will get some of the Journey people into New Mutants because again, it's a highly underrated book. Now on to Avengers vs. X-Men. Boom! The book again. Now that AVX, and I'm talking about the not the book AVX, but the event AVX is a third of the way over. My take, Roost take, it's pretty damn good. Couple things we need to get right out in the open. The X-Men are right. If you want to see my argument, because that's a whole nother kind of rant, again, head on over to the Outhousers, our new feature Versus, and it's somewhere on the front page. It's Versus, Avengers vs. X-Men. Myself and a fellow poster, Fraggot, basically debate the correct side, and I'm right and Fraggot's wrong, and it's all good. And so, but that's a lot of fun. I enjoyed actually writing that. It was all in good fun, and I just like talking about comic books, as we can all tell. I'm 8 minutes in, and I haven't even really gotten to Avengers vs. X-Men yet. Here we go. 1 through 4 so far. This is issue 4 because I'm not going to show you all the covers and everything. And this has been 10 kinds of fun. I like this obvious differences of opinion here. And besides Wolverine going off to reservation and wanting to kill another green-eyed redhead, I've really enjoyed this. But there's one thing that's sticking in my craw, and I'm not alone because my boy Super, he's actually the one who reminded me of this, and here it is, and brace yourselves. Jean Grey was never the Phoenix. Again, Jean Grey, never Dark Phoenix. I'm not sure when this admittedly shitty story got retconned out, but when Scott and Logan whine about how the Phoenix stole their love, it's completely lazy writing. If Marvel wants to make it so that the Phoenix never cloned Jean Grey or whatever and put Jean Grey in a cocoon at the bottom of the ocean, I did warn you it was shitty, that's fine. But they need to find a way to explain how she came back from the dead after Dark Phoenix. Because if she was never at the bottom, if she was Dark Phoenix, and then at some point in time she resurrected, when? How? And okay, and they haven't explained this yet, and I don't think they ever are because they don't want people to look at this glaring plot hole. But at the same time, the comic fan base is 30-plus-year-old fanboys who remember this kind of crap. With the knowledge Jean Grey was never the Phoenix, as the Avengers know, because the Thing is an Avenger, and the Fantastic Four found the cocoon, bleh, shitty story. what is their big deal? Every X-Men that has ever been a host of the Phoenix, Rachel, those weird blonde cuckoos that, I don't know, the triplets, twins, however they're left, and Quentin Quire, Kid Omega, and probably a whole bunch of others, they've all hosted the Phoenix, and the Earth has never blown up. They know what they're doing. And again, no X-Men, because Jean Grey was never the Phoenix, has killed 6 billion people. So yeah. I like Avengers vs. X-Men, the main mini, but again, there's this big glaring plot hole. It's pissing me off. Speaking of pissing me off, Secret Avengers, which has never lived up to its potential, and The Avengers. These books make no sense together. Yes, Secret Avengers, what is this, 27, says that this story takes place before the events of Avengers 25 and 26. And I just want to double check that while I'm on the internets here. 26 and 27. Okay. Before the events of 26 and 27 is when this book takes place. No. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a very long, just annoying. Okay, first of all, this makes no sense because with that information, spoilers again, that means that Marvel Boy, the Protector, whatever the hell he's calling himself now, betrays the team twice in one event. Yes, one of them is he's being mind-controlled. Who cares? Or Bendis and Remender totally forgot what they were doing, Kremet. But yeah, twice in one event, Marvel Boy betrays the Avengers. Furthermore, the Secret Avengers takes place before the Avengers, but in the Avengers, we see the team leave for the space mission that's in Secret Avengers. So this takes place before this, even though this happens before this. Okay, cool. And speaking of, if this happened, if Avengers happened after Secret Avengers, I know everyone's busy, the Phoenix Force is coming, and, that's bad, I guess, okay. The Avengers, the Secret Avengers, the Space Avengers, whatever you call them, get back to Earth so they can leave again in the Avengers book. You don't think during a debriefing or at some point in time somebody would have thought to say, hey, Captain America, over here in the story that happened first before we got back and then left again, Captain Marvel was resurrected and totally kicked her asses. You might want to look into that. No, nobody's... Oh, and one more thing. I know that a lot of people don't get the hype of Snyder's Batman, and I'm all alone in this, and I don't get the hype of Jeff Lemire. But can great comic book artists stop coming back and ruining what I consider a great legacy? Walter Simonson wrote and drew the signature, the defining Thor arc. Yeah, right there. It's a beautiful work. It's one of the. It's why it's an omnibus. It's almost perfect. But this image right here is not good. And that's just one that I can easily show you. I know I get accused a lot of just loving Deadpool books because Deadpool's in it. Reading Bendis because it's Bendis, and just having a blind spot for things that I really, really love. And maybe that's what a lot of this is. But I saw a lot of reviews on the internet before I got Avengers 26 who were like, I'm so glad to see Simonson back. I'm not. And if you want to see more great artists doing ugly work, check out the current Marvel's previews, and you'll see Neil Adams and his work on some upcoming annuals, and whoever is doing the first X-Men. I don't remember. I'm not going to look it up because I don't want to refilm this. That is just... Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. In Avengers vs. X-Men number 4, they're hanging out on the moon without any kind of protection, which kind of implies, yeah, they're in the blue area of the moon. Okay, cool. Which is where the Inhumans used to live before they went off to rule the Kree planet. But in Avengers and Secret Avengers, because they happen after each other, the Kree Supreme Intelligence is in charge of the Kree, and the Inhumans are no longer nowhere to be seen. No idea why the Inhumans aren't there anymore, but because I know Marvel and how they feel about cosmic stuff, they decided to make the Inhumans uninteresting again and put them back on the moon. And I think I heard someone tell me that happened in Fantastic Four or FF, whatever the hell that is all about. So the Inhumans are in the blue area, and they're really known for being territorial. Where the hell are they? Like, the Phoenix is coming to blow up the Earth and the moon, and these are some... Never mind. AVX, the event, not the book, is fun, but infuriating. And so, because I have the time, the new Avengers arc right now with the history of the Iron Fist and some redhead, ginger, green-eyed freak has actually been really, really good. I don't know how it's all going to tie into the event AVX. Again, not the book, the event. But it's been one of the better tie-ins that I've read in a very long time. I'm on the Twitters. I am Garu. Spells right there or right there, depending on how I point. The Facebook RUviews can be found every day at the Outhousers because I really don't like my job. Actually, no, I really don't. I have a new job. I do kind of really enjoy it. This is a really bright shirt. Check that out. Okay, cool. Have a good one later.